Appreciate you for tuning in to the Theory Expo. If you enjoy the content we're doing, please like and subscribe. And on that note, let's get to it.
Just quick on what did you think the last time we chopped it up about Mando?
The last one was after that. It was right before the
Pirate,
Order
right?
66. It was actually before the Order 66 one.
Ooh, did we talk about that?
We didn't talk about Order 66.
We talk about Order 66. Would you give me just what you got on that? What you think about it? Yo, woo, man! Listen, shout out. I gotta say this.
I can't believe we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, we should have talked about it. I gotta say this.
Not even through text. We didn't even talk about that, did we?
We didn't. We didn't. Shout out to Dave Filoni and John, bro.
Them the gods, man.
They redeemed Jar Jar Binks, bro. The actor.
I'm gonna tell you this, bro. I almost did this.
Yeah, bro. I was there.
Close. I was close, man.
Man, when I was close. Listen, man. I'm not saying it's the same thing. It's not the same thing, but that's like a Luke moment. That's like a baby Luke moment. Like
add the story to it, though. Like add the whole thing to it.
Man, like to see dude come out and you like, I know who that guy. You recognize him right away, and I'm like, that's the dude who played Jar Jar Binks. For them to do that, man, to redeem him as an actor after all these years that the bullshit he done been through.
Facts. That's a fact.
For him
like
to come out,
like it wasn't him,
and be the guy that saved Grogu after we done theorized
what the story, backstory that went with it though. Like that's some part about like just like not being like actually whatever you want. They had the TV show, and that's what his job was. Like he was raising people, was training Padawans and stuff like that. So it made sense that it would be him, and then the fact that it was him, the actor, with that, it was such a great. It was such a great moment, man.
Yeah, it was, man.
It was such a great moment.
I was like, this is incredible, man, that they actually did this.
Great moment, man.
Such a great moment.
And it made
Grogu sitting back there like,
yeah.
Grogu clearly a baby.
And he looked younger.
He young as hell, bro. Like he just like
that was so dope, man. That was the last time.
And then it took you back to the prequels. When they landed on the platform, you see the old Naboo style shit.
They call it Nubian. The Nubian shit.
Yeah, them Nubian soldiers was done for because the clones came up and gunned them down.
Seeing them shooting through Coruscant, shooting Bill was like it was like watching Batman v Superman in the beginning, or when it was like they were just running through the city.
Yeah.
That's happening. Yeah. That was such a great moment. Yeah, we haven't talked about any of that. I just will say this. Last episode was the first one where I was like, okay, nah. I ain't gonna even I don't know how you felt about the last one. Like I was with him, even through because it made me start noticing the last one that was like, oh no, it's y'all.
I know where you're going. Yeah, I know.
It was just like it was I've been having a good time. The one I watched Wednesday, I did not have a good time.
Nah,
so then you start noticing. Then you start noticing the other stuff when you start seeing. Like, one of the problems I'll say with this season, and I'll stick to this, Manny, and I'll say this every time. I had to learn with some of these shows, a lot of the Marvel shows, that when I don't understand the story, it tends to be because the story's bad. When I'm not getting like, I don't like where we at.
No, that's facts.
I'm just putting it out there, right? Like at some point in time, you can't, and it happens. Mandalorian's been incredible for us for these last couple of seasons. I don't get the story right now, and we on that now. We going into episode 6.
Here we go again with. We just talked about it with Marvel. We said we give them too much credit for shit that they ain't even came up with. But our theories, and other theory channels do this too.
Yeah.
We end up theorizing some shit that's way beyond anything that they actually came up with.
Yeah.
Now, I almost did that with this show because I was shooting them bell on this episode, and I had to stop.
I like to hear your perspective on that one.
So, but this is before I watched it again. The first time I wasn't tripping. I was like, all right, I see people going. I watched it the first time, and I was like, people gonna be outraged over this Lizzo and Jack Black. Remember, I'm watching it the first time. I get to the second half of the episode when Bo whoop up on old boy. She's like, hey, man, I need my shit back. And she beat down Axe Wolves. And she get the Darksaber back. And I was like, that shit, I was like, I don't care about that first half. The second half saved it for me. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, this episode was fun, man. I was like, this was fun. You know, this was like them chasing around the droids around the city. The droid actually, the droid like he booking it. You know what I mean? He like run. You know, he doing that move. So he jumping through windows. You know, and the whole good cop bad cop thing between. And
they kind of reversed it this one, didn't it? Right?
Yeah.
They kind of reversed it within each episode, like two.
That was dope. But then I watched it the second time, and I really realized that you had two actors there. You can't play with Star Wars like this, right? There was an absence of direction. And what I mean by that is you as a director, I don't care if it's Lizzo, Jack Black,
Christopher Lloyd,
Ed Sheridan, whoever the hell y'all whoever y'all got in there. Yeah, no, I'm just throwing names. But I'm talking, he was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. And Christopher Lloyd was kind of like he was on code, I think. Like it made sense for somebody like Christopher Lloyd to be in there. He 80s dude. He should have been in Star Wars. But when you got Lizzo and you got Jack Black coming in, and you telling me that one is a Duchess, and two, when I know what a Duchess is in Star Wars, all right? You got Satine out there. Come on, don't play with that. Then you got a dude you telling me that was an ex-Imperial, and he talking the way he talking, tells me that the director sat back and took that moment and just said, "Oh my God." And it was your girl. What's her name?
It was Dallas.
Yeah, I like Dallas though. But Dallas, you had Bryce Dallas Howard in there. I get that you got a cameo in here, or that you got this guest appearance by these stars or whatever, these people that we wasn't expecting. But you gotta tell them like, hey, you are ex-Imperial, bro. You not
get
whatever.
To be you
not, yeah, exactly. You're not Jack Black. And you're not just gonna come in here just because you're in a palace and start talking like an aristocrat and whatever. And you Lizzo, you gotta be a Duchess. And for them to just kind of just let them do their own thing, that took me out of that episode. I was like, this is wild.
Bro. And that's you vocal, because it wasn't that they were there, it was that they was there. They were being themselves.
Yeah, like Jack Black was like, he didn't have no direction. He was just.
And she's done great episodes. That was
my boy. I am a ex-Imperial, and it's like
it's almost like, do you wonder, like, was that because she's done great episodes?
Yeah,
for Star Wars. Like she got some classic ones under her belt. Because I felt the way about Christopher Lloyd, but man, that's great. That's funny. That's great that you going with that angle, because I totally wrote that off. I was sorry about the Darksaber. It was like, like, what? Don't get me wrong. I wrote that off. I was like, okay, they just they did. The Tim Meadows was there. It was cute. They put people they like in there. Let's cool. This is season 3. Start running out of ideas.
Let's talk about that.
You start doing this.
Because
I'm with you. Christopher Lloyd annoyed the hell out of me, but I was like, okay, cool. But what are we doing? Like, because that was the first time this whole season. Don't get me wrong. I've had fun, but now when this stuff happened, now you start checking receipts, right?
Yep.
You pull up to see how much you paid for the other stuff, and you're like, hey man, I paid for that much. I didn't get I was supposed to get 2 for 2. Buy one get one BOGO. I didn't get the go. I didn't get the go part of that.
Yeah.
So I was watching, and I got to the saber, and then I was like, huh? Like that's like some That's like some Theory Channel shit that people say, like, well, really, he got beat by the thing beat him, and I guess that's why they made a big point to show him drop the saber, and then she used it. We all know that she's better with the saber. Just let her beat then, right? She's better with the saber.
She just beat Axe Wolves?
Yeah, let her
beat
been then. I don't know if she can really beat, because Den nice.
Yeah, Den nice with it, bro.
Den nice.
Den can switch it up on you.
Yeah,
this just happened to be the worst weapon that he can use.
he could get a best guard. He could beat her with the saber, right? Yeah, he could. Like Moff beat her, so he can beat her. Yeah. So I don't know if you can establish that Bo could beat him. Ben, really, ain't nobody been able to beat Den. He got caught by surprise and got trapped. But they use that as a way to say, he got defeated by, you got trapped, dog, and he took the saber from you. You didn't get beat in battle. No. But to say that, my bad for being so much energy.
No, you good, man. Let it out.
I said, that's how we gonna give her the saber?
Yeah.
You just said, look, we seen it and we know what happened from Rebels. It was like literally the same scene outside of the fight. She grabbed it, gifted to her, she put it up, it didn't work out. Moff came and got her. So it was like, that's literally, it's just a different way to tell it, but it was the same. Well, I'm like, y'all really doing this? I watched the episode.
They never actually got it off Moff either, did they?
Well,
right? Moff just dropped it, right?
No.
Messing with this.
Mando beat him.
No, my bad. I said Moff. I meant Maul. Sorry, Maul.
Yeah, Sabine found it.
Yeah. They never took it off Moff.
He said, touch that. They didn't take it from him.
The same mistakes.
She stole it. Stole it. She had, Mandalorian skills. She could use it. She gave it to Bo. Like, Bo, you the leader. Bo, you the leader. Bo took it. Armorer told us.
It was a curse.
It was the curse. They believe in that shit. Mm-hmm. She lost them off, whatever way she lost them off. We don't know how she lost, but she lost. Moff could have found it. We all don't know. Like the dark saber hand and who rules Mandalore and all that shit. Right. We starting to know it was some bullshit.
Yeah,
it was some bullshit. Like,
and it's just gonna get to my point, but I'm
gonna admit that. But it was like, I was like, y'all actually wrote that. Like, John, you my God, JF.
Technicality shit, man.
John, you the God, man. I love you for Favreau. Like you restored my faith. You restored me liking Star Wars again.
I agree.
I don't watch Rebels. If I didn't like the Mandalorian.
Facts.
Mandalorian did that for me.
Yeah,
that's why it's my favorite.
I watched it, but it was like, I look at it in a better light now than I do because of Dave Filoni and John. Go ahead.
And another thing that disappointed me walking in is I thought this was the episode, from what I've been hearing, that Filoni was going to direct. To come to find out, he's not directing any episodes in this season. He's co-writing the next episode, but he hasn't directed any.
He's gonna give all his best to Ahsoka now. He's done with Mando.
Yeah, cool. He's like, I'm cool.
That's why Mando's struggling, bro.
Catch me season 4, but like when I was watching it, and then when that saber conversation happened, and I was like, is this really happening? Yeah. Like this got to be like some bullshit that's about to happen right now, and then Sabine gonna show up. So like there has to be some bullshit happen right now. And also it was like kind of throwing off in that episode that they usually give somebody for Dallas. Like something come into play, like some kind of. They usually give Dallas a member berry, right? They gave Dallas Bo-Katan. So I just knew he was getting Sabine in this one.
They did.
They gave her Bo-Katan. They gave her the N1.
They did.
Yeah, because she did that Boba Fett episode.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, this is like just kind of. Yeah,
I think that's like her third or fourth one.
Yeah,
she's had really good episodes before.
She had like the little backwater planet.
She had the backwater planet in season 1 where Mando should have got those. But but Kara got introduced in that episode.
Facts.
Right? Kara got introduced in that episode. You brought up something. I'll get to your point. I've had something I wanted to say because I know you brought us. I believe it was you who said it. I've heard people say it since. I think you were the person to say it first. But yeah, that's just it was that was back before I go to that was what made me look back at the rest of the episode. I'm like, okay, I knew that group was coming back because of the way the beginning episode set up. Yes, I felt like Bo was going to beat him. I think it was said he wasn't going to beat Bo. Hell, he wasn't even there when they fought Luke. When Luke showed up, they said he was in the bathroom or something. They had to leave him. At the end of the day, when they told me when they had Pedro say, I got beat. He took the saber from me.
Oh,
she
man.
grabbed the saber and then she defeated the thing.
You just
so
made
she
me
can
knock
have
points
that.
even more off of it.
And I was like,
this
is a real thing. This is some shit I've heard people say on other channels. Like I watch something, I go on the net or whatever, just to kind of like, okay, let me show you whatever. And they like, oh, does that mean the weapon? And then, but like, no, that's a real thing. But you said something. Go to your point, because I think we probably have a little bit before we stop. We have like a little larger discussion about the Mandalorian season 3 in overall.
Right? That's kind of where I'm getting at. And my point is really simple. And like when you mentioned in this you bringing this up, and the fact that they actually use that, but and also your point about checking receipts now that you start noticing stuff, right? And the conclusion I've come to is that, hey man, the Mandalorian is just stupid. I'm sorry. Like, this is just dumb. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this isn't. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm starting to like lose interest in just like what are the Mandalorian? Like, I get they trying to come together and they want to reunite the people. But I'm so sick of the rules, man. I'm so sick of these wise tales or whatever you call it, whatever that word is. These
urban legends,
and shit, man. And these little rules y'all got.
All the bases is covered on those kind of things. Urban legends, wives' tale, whatever one you want to use.
But it's so contrived. Like it's everything. Like, first of all, they never describe something the same way, right? It's like, have you been to the waters of Mandalore? And then the next sentence, the next scene, it's like, have you bathed in the mighty showers of Mandalore? And the next scene is, well, have you doused yourself in the mighty trenches of the pools of and it's like, you're not even consistent on how you pronounce, how you like the names for this shit.
Yeah,
right?
Describe the act.
But yeah, so it's so like all over the place. She take her mask off now. She don't have to put it back on, and it's
she can walk both paths.
It was such a. I agree with you though about this Darksaber moment for slightly different reasons. I agree with what you're saying. I also got a problem with just the simple fact that it just was so anticlimactic.
Yeah, yes, that's really what I'm getting to.
Yeah, that's and I agree with
it. You just said it better.
It's like, y'all gonna give her the fucking lightsaber? Y'all gonna give her this thing on a technicality? She's never earned it. She's never earned it. He even called it out. The character even break the fourth wall. Hey man, it's you. You should be calling him out. Why you beating me up?
Yeah.
You should be challenging him. She like in the silence. It's like she ain't got no rebuttal to it. She just says nothing. Then it takes Den, who, by the way, has sidelined himself in this entire season. I
got a theory about that. I think that you said first.
Who's found a way to take himself out of the spotlight in every episode, whether directly or indirectly. That's been done to him, or he's done it to himself. But for him to come in here now and to explain this technicality to these what's supposed to be these brutal mercenaries, and for them to go for it, for them to just be like, oh
yeah, ain't nobody in the back like, man, that's some
bullshit.
You a liar, and a traitor to the Republic. Like,
you are not a Mandalorian, and you are go back to the cave, man. Like so for Den, who. Again, bro, Den has never been like a man of words, right? Like, Den has never been a guy who makes these like speeches and these proclamations.
Yeah.
He's more like, well, who needs to be shot? Okay, I'm gonna go shoot him. Who needs to be saved? Okay, I'm gonna go. Who needs to be killed? Who do I have to kill to get this? All right, okay. Somebody touch
been mission based.
Yeah. But for him to come out there now and to play this whole, like, it kind of just, it took away her agency too, because it's like she just kind of just sits there, and it's like This shit is so anticlimactic.
Both moments though, bro. That moment and the helmet moment did that to her. For me too. Like it was just like for me, it did that for me. It was like you after that happened, you like all y'all fighting and you tell her to take her helmet off and like she gonna be the one. Like then the one just got you this land.
Right. That didn't even seem.
And not to take away from Bo, it just didn't. It wasn't. Bo badass.
Yeah. Like let her be badass. Why do you have to
let her have to make that decision if she want to keep the helmet on or not? Because we haven't got to the point that she's still cool with that. How do I eat? Like they had that situation, right? She needed to know how she eat. Like, but we don't really know if Bo cool with that and wanting to stay with this. This is kind of like a out of necessity thing that she got because her team left. Like it just didn't seem when she took her helmet when the armorer told her to take the helmet off and she can walk like you're going to be the one to take your helmet off. Whoop-de-whoop because you can walk both paths. And we're going to all retake Mandalore now, and Bo could be the face of that. But Bo didn't make that decision for herself.
Yeah, she's kind of being led along, and that's never been her. Other than when she was following Vizsla, she's never really since that moment he got murked out, and she still kind of stayed loyal because she didn't just go with Maul. She was loyal to Vizsla to the end. He got murked out by Maul. She was like, nah, outsider can never run Mandalore. Okay, cool. She's not like Fairweather in that way, right?
No,
she's like convicted. She 10 toes down. I'm for Mandalore, but I'm also okay. Vizsla was the leader. He had the Darksaber. I respect the rules. I get it. But you're right. They did take away her whole agency by saying, no, you got to do it this way. She didn't come to that decision on her own. She didn't come to that. She didn't figure that out on her own. So that's a good point. Yeah, you're right.
It was empty. It was like a lot of emptiness, like empty cow. It was like a lot of emptiness. And I gotta let's pull the receipts up. I got one more that I felt. One of my favorite moments in Star Wars history ever with the Kelleran back saving Grogu. I didn't like how we got to the damn the callback. I know it was a callback to how Din did it, but I was like, they're not about to do this now, just because it kind of mirrors, like it mirrors the same thing. We about to do this, like, do we not about to do that right now? Are we? Oh, this is how we gonna get to the flashback. We're going. Oh man, that's the best. Come on, like it's not even. If anything, he should have had that moment with Din right there doing something, bending in the suit. Like it just, I didn't. Again, it was empty. That's the best way I can describe it. Because I've had fun with this. That's an easy way to say I don't think it's that good, but I've had fun with it, right? Like, I know that's a bail shooting bail way to say it. Because I've been greatly entertained, but it was like the moment where it was like just not putting Mandalorians in a good light this season. Man. I didn't.
It's too convoluted.
With that music that we heard. So I'm already jumping past that. I just didn't like how they got to. I'm not going to dwell on it. I didn't like how they got to the callback. Loved the callback. Didn't like how they got to it. Like just him, he having that moment, just like Din did. And it was like, okay, we're gonna have him. But we've already done the mirroring with him and Din. When Luke carried him off, that was the end of the mirror because that was the same way he got carried off with the thing. Right, that was it. Every other time they knew about Order 66 because some fucking Jedi was in the presence.
That's right.
So if it ain't Ezra, or if it ain't Luke, if it wasn't Kelleran who did that, like, hey, remember, like if he didn't see Kelleran or some shit like that, the precedent has been set. That's just how I felt. It was empty. It ain't that I thought we had theories like, hey man, I think he gonna go there. Somebody gonna get the memories. Like it was going like because he had only ever had the memories touching with somebody else who had the Force. I just was like, we doing it. This we not even really. This the beginning of the episode. We not really set up to why we gonna get Luke, get Grogu, get this memory. But so Love the Thing was upset how we got there, or emptiness how we got there. The more better way to say it.
That's very yeah. You're right. I ain't even damn man.
That was just me.
You knocking me dead. Nah,
my bad. I ain't trying to hate. I've been enjoying it. Last episode was the first one that I was like. And I'm gonna go ahead and say because it's shitty because like the Frog Lady episode we make fun of. Yeah, but we had Y-wings, X-wings. We had the thing going down. We had those same spiders that was in Rebels. Like Don't get me wrong, it just wasn't the strongest episode, right?
Thanks.
But it was shit in it.
Yeah.
This last one, for me, it was just like, okay, I'm trying to think of some other people that they brought in the last couple of seasons. It was like, oh, they've had great, but like they had more celebrities. Like they had celebrities in that last episode, not like known people that was like, hey, that's such a soul. That's Timothy Oliphant. That's whatever it is. You seeing people in different. They had
that's a great point.
Yeah, like celebrities and shit. And I was like, okay,
well, they play a part though.
They're already telling me not to take this episode. So then I saw Christopher Lloyd. I'm like, they telling me not to take this episode serious. If this dude ain't saying 1.21 gigawatts, shout out to my man, but I really ain't trying to hear it right now. Like you said, he probably should have been in Star Wars.
Yeah,
but yeah, okay, you go give him a Doku line. But he's a separatist. Okay, man. Okay, whatever. We doing this, and it was like, I know not to take this episode. It wasn't until I didn't take it serious. I'm like, oh, we about to get this Mandalorian action. And that was the first time this season that I was like, oh, I'm just keeping it a buck. That I felt like we saw some Mandalorians, bro. Because the Mandalorians for me got to be badass. This little night watch, this little child of the watch shit they got, I feel like this is just Padawan teachers. They don't seem as badass to me as I thought they were going to be. Whereas like they were badass when we first synced them. But this group they got right now don't seem like if some shit got to go down, these the Mandalorians is coming to do some shit. Like that shit that they had on the even though Bo-Katan whooped his ass, those mercenary ones, they seem like some Mandalorians.
Them niggas,
I mean, they was some Mandalorians right there.
That little opening scene was gangster.
Them some Mandalorians right there.
You know what? Now that you say that, I'm kind of mad that she beat Axe Wolves like that. Bro. He wasn't doing nothing wrong. He was like, hey, you ain't got the Darksaber, and I'm up here. I'm keeping us fed. I'm getting us money. This is what we do.
We get money.
We get money out here, and I use the fleet for that. I ain't out here doing I ain't working for the Empire. Like I got the fleet. I ain't really betraying Mandalore. Here you come. Hey, I need my shit back. Like, you ain't do nothing to get it. And you still running around with this dude.
Y'all had some bullshit ass rule that if you beat him up, you get to be the leader of the group.
That was like,
who got the best hand? The leader of the group. Got them eating. Like
old girls should have jumped in. Like, well, fuck it. You know what I mean? Just throw hands. Like,
any of us can scrap at any time. I invoke the Mandalorian. Like. They got, like you said, that's always been Mandalorian, so I'm not gonna be shitty now. Like, we got some weird. Sabine had to do it when she was in Rebels.
They got wild ass rules.
That's stupid ass shit sometimes.
It is.
But that one, it was like, we're gonna invoke the thing, and I'm the leader of the clique. Like,
but the difference is, my bad.
No. Go ahead. It was just disappointing. A lot of that stuff, and some of the Mandalorian stuff been disappointing.
And that's your point. What I was gonna say is,
wow, I've been having fun watching it, except this last episode.
Yeah, but to your point about it's always been that way. But what's part of it is we learned a lot about the Mandalorians as Clone Wars and obviously Rebels. Like literally, they had a whole arc between those two shows about how they came together, how they started working for the Empire.
To the point they got it on Disney Plus. Like they have the Mandalorian episodes of those particular shows.
But the difference is we didn't have to deal with it every fucking episode. We got like little drops throughout the entire every episode wasn't about these dumbass rules that the Mandalorians got. So we didn't always have to. Now every other episode, we learning I can do this, and what about this, and so it's like
talk about inconsistencies.
It's too much. It's too much of a good thing, man. Like Mandalorian's cool as fuck, but now, bro, think about how we look at Mandalorians now versus. Remember, man, it started off with just Boba Fett, and then we got him in the Clone Wars, and then we got it. But look how we look at Mandalorians now compared to Clone Wars. The mysticism of it is gone. You know what I mean? And you know, they're not as cool. Somebody pointed this out, so I'm not gonna steal this point completely. I forgot who it was, but somebody just kind of made a comment like they didn't really make a super point about it, but they just kind of just pointed out that hey, the Mandalorians are not as cool as the Jedi. Like you more than likely you want to be a Jedi if it's a game,
and that's an expectation point that you
have
to tell yourself.
Right,
like I have to tell myself that because I was like, oh, Mandalorian's cool as hell, and it's like, no, they're not. They cool with the ones you can get, but like they not Jedi.
But some of them is kind of like, some of them is kind of like padded. They kind of just padded on. You know what I mean?
Padded stats.
Yeah, they padded stats, bro. They got like, oh, look at my visor, it's orange, and it's like outside of like Bo-Katan, Din and Boba, like Mandalorians ain't that fucking cool.
And everybody don't supposed to have a helmet when you really think about it now. Like all Mandalorians now only wear helmets. Like y'all don't have a Mandalorian. Like that's just the teams running people.
Yeah, bro.
Everybody didn't have a suit. Yeah, they ain't had none of that stuff. But go ahead. Like it was a race or whatever, a culture.
Yeah.
It's not a race, it's a creed.
That meant something. That's what I'm saying. Now it just seemed like we losing meaning. We losing. They not as cool as they was, and it's too much of a good thing. It's too many Mandalorians. It's too much rules. We learning too much about the damn Mandalorians.
Yeah, because we don't know right now if y'all again. Like it's like it could. Well, I cut you off. I apologize for that.
No, you good.
Because we don't know if you against each other, because like right now we don't know what's going on. Like I told you, it's episode 6. We only got 3 episodes left about this whole Mandalorian thing, and it's like I've come out of this looking at, like, at first I was like, is the armor being, I don't care now. Just tell me something, right? Is she being sneaky? Is she really like in cahoots with somebody else? Then I'm like, this ain't even about that. My point is when I look at like the watch, I'm like, damn, y'all seem so badass before. Maybe just my thought that y'all was so badass, but y'all really not. Y'all really just like a I had them equated to something like you say, branches of the Jedi. And it's like, y'all really just the people that's over the Padawans. Because like y'all got a bunch of kids on y'all squad, right? Y'all ain't got no hitters. So like, I don't look at y'all the same way as I mentally did maybe before. That's probably just me, but the story not letting me know that, right? It's telling me, like anybody can come smack y'all around at any time right now. The first time I got hyped this whole season to see other Mandalorians is when we saw that other group. But I want to circle back to something I think you told me earlier. I hope this was you, about kind of what's going on right now. Because I know, like we look at the part about let's say like example, I think you told me this about why we got those 2 episodes in Boba Fett. Right.
Yeah.
Those 2 Mandalorian episodes in Boba Fett. And I think of you said it, but ultimately, like this almost seeming like we got those 2 episodes because this is a clutter show this season, right? We got those 2 episodes of Boba Fett because they didn't have Pedro as much as they haven't had Pedro as much as they wanted to have him, because they had The Last of Us, so they had to do what they had to do. Like they wanted to go with that, and they had to get it in. And then this was supposed to be the Republic stuff.
I meant to talk. Yeah,
I mean, this right now we're supposed to be probably watching Republic because we getting a lot of Republic stuff, right? We getting the Republic aspect of it, but
that's a great point,
and that's probably why we got a season 4 of Mando. I doubt we was gonna get a season.
This is a fake season.
This is a fake season.
This is a fake season of Mandalorian. You're right about it, bro.
Season 0.
You called it.
This is. I feel like you told me that about the about the Mando thing, about why we got those episodes. And I definitely put them because that was the only way. Like they had to condense all that in there because they weren't gonna be able to get. They needed to tell that was a story we were supposed to be getting now, but we supposed to get it earlier, right? But Pedro wasn't available for that.
The Pedro part is that's definitely something I was just literally thinking about. Was I don't think we
shoot a bail.
No, I'm not trying to shoot a bail.
I think that's why we got
y'all shouldn't have came. Y'all should have postponed it. Y'all should have postponed it. Y'all, it's a lot of things in there. Like so Gina Carano got ousted. So any plans they had on her being in the Ranger show got kind of squashed or whatever. But it's also going back to the Pedro thing. Hey, bro, I don't really think they had Pedro this season. I think this is a fake season. I think they took some lines off of him, but I know he ain't in the suit. He ain't that helmet ain't coming off this entire season. There's no way. There's no way he was on set. I don't think he did that many lines for this season. I think they got a fake season, man. I think we got because Katie Sackhoff, bro, is carrying the whole season.
She's the Mandalorian.
She's the Mandalorian. She's taking her, and they knew they could get away with that because they was like, all right, you know what? Listen, Pedro's doing The Last of Us. That's a role that requires him to be on set. It's not like he could just lend his voice to The Last of Us. He ain't the narrator, bro. They
was walking on sets and everything. He was walking outside,
big time recording, right? So. Filming. So he probably sent over lines for Mandalorian. They did the best they could, but they was like, hey man, Katie gonna be the one that physically is gonna embody this season. This gonna be her arc because that's all we can do. We don't have Pedro here. So this is gonna have to really be about her here, and we'll just have a stuntman standing next to her. Pedro will drop a few lines, and it'll basically carry. It's gonna carry.
Let's get us through. Let's get us
through season 4.
And they had to scramble that like some of those things. Like, oh, we're gonna get her the dark saber back. We got to write something.
She saw a mythosaur. Like that was supposed to be a dim moment, bro. He don't have no arc in this season. Grogu got thrown in there, which makes the flashback fit even less because there's no arc there. What did the flashback do for Grogu this season? What has it done for him? He can't talk. He still can't.
It's funny, man. Grogu got less in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, he do a couple, but Grogu got less in this because he got no arc.
He got no arc.
I'm thinking they giving me something in the beginning of the season. Like, hey, man, Grogu doing a lot of listening. His listening skills is all he really could do. Because they didn't have a story for them for this one really right now. Like for what they wanted to, they put all that in those 2 episodes. Is why they was so damn good. They put everything. They couldn't stretch that out. That was like the whole season.
Those 2 episodes better than those 2 episodes of the season, man. That's 2 episodes. That's Mandalorian.
That's season 3. This is really season 0. They gave us a couple moments. This
is an interlude.
That's all it is,
this
man.
Is an
because
this is a one-off.
We have 5 episodes and no Moff. We're gonna do all of them off in this last couple episodes. Y'all ain't having like promoting.
What was the
last 3?
The mid-credit scene.
New Republic shit. Moff was probably gonna be in the New Republic season.
Yeah,
he probably was never gonna show back up in the Mandalorian.
But even
you know what I'm saying?
We said again.
And then they was gonna Moff was probably never gonna show back up in the Mandalorian. He was going to show up in the New Republic thing they were going to have.
Well, yeah.
Because this was going to be a storyline.
He basically dealing with them now.
Because why would you bring old girl back, muscle girl, like, and for this? She would have been, right. That makes sense for the New Republic show.
But you got to realize this, though. The shit that the muscle girl is doing is so inconsequential to whatever Bo-Katan got going on in the Mandalorian. What does what she has going on have to do with the Mandalorians?
Nothing.
Now, granted, they did have to come bail out old boy's planet and save his little city or whatever. But nothing she's doing, it doesn't matter. Like it's against the Republic. Yes, I get that. That don't have nothing to do with the Mandalorians. They're not gonna serve the Republic, nor should they. But it's like, yeah, you're right, man. We're getting they call it a backdoor pilot. We're getting a backdoor pilot to Rangers. Well, we've already gotten it. Sorry, we got the backdoor pilot, and now we getting a backdoor show. We getting a show within a show. Man, that shit is about this. We already in the Republic show, the Rangers of the Republic. They might not ever come out with it. We getting it though. They testing it out. It ain't the results ain't good. People ain't like clamoring like, oh, nobody. I don't want to know I don't know why the muscle bound chick is. I don't know, and I don't care what she's doing. Why? Because I'm in the Mandalorian season. I'm supposed to be in Mandalorian season 4. It's clearly not. It's Bo-Katan's arc. Oh man, it's tough.
Yeah, and it's like a last minute arc to it. That right,
Yeah.
like as Bo-Katan is a dope character, right? But like,
I don't think she was ever meant to carry a show though.
I don't think she was meant to carry the season, and I don't think the people having her carry the season meant to have her carry the season, which is the worst, right? And I think that's what it is. It's that we're seeing this, and it just became when you start some of the things that were happening, and it was like, and even just the way the armorer's been acting with her, it was like, okay, and it's like, think about it. Mando fell in the water. We still don't know why he fell in the water. Nothing pulled him. This fucking Din Djarin, dog. Yeah. This is the Mandalorian. He's not falling in water.
Nah.
And going unconscious, falling in the water. Like I seen him take a rope and his speeder get destroyed in the air, and he was falling. You know what I'm saying? Damn. He's falling in water.
Because that should have been, even with the armor, that should have been tragic. It
should have been done, right?
That should have been the end of, hey man.
While holding a child.
All that. He got time to look at the time.
He's checking the plays. He was looking at the plays like, you know, the quarterback be like, looking at the play sheet.
The Tom Brady. Oh, okay. You're right. Yeah, we should have run a wedge. You're right. Mid-play, though. Mid-play. Oh, shit. They weren't even in the huddle. Hey, man. He got fucked up on that speeder, man. Like, didn't the speeder get destroyed? Like,
he had to duck. He had to duck. Like,
oh, fuck.
He was calling plays, ducking tacklers. He was doing an awful lot, man. He should have been done, man. He should have been done. Man. You mean to tell me this dude just fell in the water?
Man.
He just
right, man. We not
his course of events of losing a dark saber was so we didn't even Manny.
Oh man.
We was setting up him having training with the saber because of the fact that what the armorer told him, like, you can't keep doing it this way because you know you ain't learning anything. So if we keep trying, you're just gonna have the same result. You got to go get trained. So that let us know he got to go get trained. We didn't even do that.
Nah, man.
We just I think we all figured. We ain't all figured, but we knew there was a possibility that Bo was gonna get it back.
Yeah, but
that's
in a
how
way,
we got to it.
No, that's whack, bro. You're right.
That's how we got to it. Like you say, it's not a service to anybody. So I just would be on to like, not to say this is the reason why. It just don't seem like this is what they were intended to do, and they just went on ahead with it and used the Mandalorian as his vehicle to try to like tie up a couple loose ends that certain situations maybe they said out of control.
Nah, you're right. They needed
a deadline.
Season.
They had a deadline they needed to get to, and you know what? We have to do it, like marching orders kind of deal.
Yeah, it should have been, but it should have been called. This is like an interlude. This should have been a special chapter, just like you did Book of Boba Fett. This should have been Book of Bo-Katan. It would have made way more sense. Katie clearly can do it. She clearly clearly available for the work.
Yeah, she good.
She's getting a lot of work here.
Yeah, she's eating off Star Wars right now.
And by the way, she great.
She dope.
She fucking dope.
She's
like
dope.
To the point where she can't mess up. I mean, she perfect as Bo-Katan. Like she even has some gangsta. Everything about her is straight.
This is where they sell us all short because they could have made a Bo-Katan show.
When she did that shit, when Dan up there, he gets smacked by the robot and the robot drop, and she just standing there. She do this move like
man.
She clearly chewing up. What they call it, chewing up the scenery. She chewing up the role, bro. Like she's good.
Yeah.
She good. So no problem. No shot at her. But yeah, you're right. Like, you did tell us this was Mandalorian season 3, which was much anticipated. And clearly it's not Mandalorian season 3. It's the Book of Bo-Katan.
Like that's what they were saying.
Just call it that.
They knew that. That's like when you even go to the Boba Fett show, and the reason why one of the ways it was because they were really they were hoping they can run back Mandalorian season 3. They just didn't have Pedro. And we come with the book, and that's why the book was the way it was.
Happened again. It happened
because that's what they wasn't trying. Like, I think there's been a residual effect of not having the Mandalorian and Grogu like they wanted to, that they, and whatever reason they couldn't shuffle the deck, right? Maybe that was still paycheck that was there, and it was like, this is the date, and they had their deadlines, and it was like, you got to do it. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but you're gonna do it. Like, people still got bosses and stuff, right?
Yeah. They got deadlines.
We gotta have this stuff on Disney Plus, so this is what you're gonna do. All right, we're gonna put this Boba Fett, just don't do this, so we can do that. Man. And it just wasn't, because it just appears that way. Like you say, Din's not taking off that helmet. If they had to, they probably had to, if he take off his helmet, because they flew him right before the promotion of that shit.
Yeah,
there's no way, even think about it. They had to promote this show while he was still promoting the finish of another show. And they know that can't really, hell, they fired the Disney exec or the Marvel exec for even producing another movie.
Yeah, right? They did.
So that's like things you don't really do, especially in that show was popping at the time with in terms of like interest and numbers and all that. So I don't know, man. It just really don't seem like, it seemed like a couple things happened, and him getting the show and Gina getting canceled is the reason why we're getting the season 3 that we're getting now. Because they could have easily just put a New Republic show out, and for whatever reason they didn't have nothing in place where they could say
they didn't have a star. Who's the star?
Yeah, they didn't have anything. And they shot Timothy Oliphant, and it was like, damn, we probably should have had him get shot like that in the Book of Boba Fett, because he could have just came out.
I don't even like his arc. Though. He robot stomach or whatever.
It's over now. It's over now.
It's stupid. I don't even want to see Oliphant again. Like I killed him.
Why would you do like you could have had him? You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Hey, you know what? Let's pivot, or we just got to but they just went on ahead with the schedule. Yeah. That's probably what happened. And then it's like, okay, what you gonna get is you gonna get. That's why Filoni. When people start saying shit, not Filoni, but Favreau. When people start saying stuff now, you got to look at, like, when he said, like, "Hey man, I already got season 4 written." We should.
I get it now.
Already knew what we was getting.
I got season 4 already written. You already got Pedro for season 4.
Yeah,
we got Pedro on this.
Season 4 is season 3. Like, what y'all about to watch ain't the one. The same shit that when Marvel was doing. Like when Marvel was.
So what that said, so I'm like, let's say it again. It's
the throwaway season. Y'all getting the throwaway version of this.
Y'all getting
the shit I usually do this and put it in the thing. I had to take it and be like, nigga try to straighten it out on the desk. Like, oh, there go my homework.
Side of the desk. You trying to do the little iron thing.
So you started reading it like, so I lost a Darksaber because a robot man and android beat me. And she picked it up and beat him.
Wait a minute. So that mean that oh my God. So that mean they just wrote this they wrote this bum ass robot man or robot creature who we probably never gonna see again, just so he can take
him up.
Just so he can get the Darksaber up.
Hey, what can we use around here to design them? We got some old Grievous sketches.
Yeah. We
got some of those.
What's this? Oh, this is the concept of Grievous? This is the first one that, like, Lucas ever looked at? Can we use this?
Can we use that?
Oh, he threw it in the garbage? Yeah. This is gonna be this is gonna be the guy. This is the guy. That's the shit they do, man.
And then sometimes out of that, you get dope moments. You get a really dope Grogu moment getting to Bo-Katan. And then Bo-Katan coming to do her thing. Lemons to lemonade, right? But we still had limits. And then that's why I say you could do something. We talking about core values. Some things could work on that one, and then some things don't work. Hey, that thing beat me, so she got the weapon. Grogu has a flashback, a dope flashback, but how we got to the flashback, right? We got funny. Let's just keep it a buck. We got funny looking Mandalorians sitting on this damn desert beach that they can't. These skilled fighters don't even know how to handle any damn animal that come their way.
Nah.
What the fuck are we doing, man?
I tried to shoot him some bell on that too. So I was like, oh yeah. I was like, this is before I saw the next 2 episodes. I was like, nah. I was like, that might make sense because they training on such a treacherous planet because that's gonna keep you sharp. That's gonna, hey, y'all, hey, we make it here, we can make it anywhere, so you're gonna train kids, but that shit nah.
Some bullshit. They get
bullshit,
dragons
man.
coming.
Y'all
Dude,
can't.
Carson Tava found Mando because of R5. I mean, Powell should have looked at Mando and been like, man, I ought to shoot your bitch ass.
Hey.
Like,
he don't even like droids. He should have ripped that man. You right about that.
Like that's how easy. So you mean to tell me anybody from the Republic could just find where they at because of R5? They could track Mando because of R5?
If a Republic Ranger can find you, nigga, a bounty hunter could have found you. Easily got y'all. Like, if that's all it takes.
Thrawn can do something with that. Like, that's how he, like, and they wrote that in there. Like, hey, I got somebody I served with in the damn War Hero. And it's because of R5. You don't think Mando would have, like, when they you don't think that Peggy, what's her name? She nice. She made the N1. You don't think she don't know some shit like that? Since I'm checking receipts.
Yeah.
It's only because I'm checking receipts. Right. And if I didn't get that Darksaber shit, I would have kept this all internal.
Yep.
I would internalize all this, and we would have got to the end like, hey man, you know what? I just bet they had to do what they had to do with season 3, and then we're gonna get to season 4. Look, mind you, tell you the truth. It was the last one. I think the only one that the first episode is kind of I have fun, but it's a stank face episode. Like, why didn't y'all just put 2 episodes out for the first one? Because the second episode was dope. We had the Kelleran Beck moment, even though I just got mad when I was just kind of perplexed. Like, that's how we get into it, but we got to it. But then was that the one where we went to Andor? There was the Andor episode, basically.
Yeah,
that was the. So then we like, okay, so but then that we showed a doctor in the in the trailers footage, and that's how he get taken out. Like, that was it. That was just his purpose to get mind fried, and then we come back and like, okay, cool. Like, oh, okay, dang, we got Zeb. Great, thank Filoni, yo. I know, hey Filoni, shout out to you. But we find R5 because R5 is a war hero, and they need to go. What was they? Oh, they went to the pirate, and the pirate had to been the pirate shit had to been the last minute right into. Hey, Filoni, just bring fucking Hondo in for all this shit, man. What are we doing with all this, man? Just bring
Hondo.
Tanaka.
Yes, me.
Why didn't you bring him and the little pig man? Like that's what these are yours. Like, just do it. Like, do it. Like, don't waste our. I ain't gonna say waste our time. But what it didn't do was show me that those Mandalorians were dope. Mandalorians kind of tridash, to be quite honest. They looked dope jumping out out of the ship. They wasn't Bo-Katan. They wasn't. She was trying to train the kid, which she should have been training them. Yeah, they need some work. And Din came out of this. I think I was watching somebody ask him, like, oh, how was Din so dope? And this is crew that he been growing
up. Away from them niggas, man. That's why Din is dope. Din spent a lot of time away from him though. He was out there.
Din is incredible. And they was like trapped getting shot. And it was like, hey, dude, y'all dudes got the rockets, right? You got the rocket packs on your back. So if you pin down, just get the fuck up.
Exactly.
What are you doing? But neither here nor there. My point was, then it was like, so let me stop. My point is, it was up until the last one that I felt like I needed to go back.
I got you.
And the funny thing is, I'm sitting on Mandalorian. This is almost sacrilegious.
We going in.
You know what I'm about to say, right? You don't know what I'm about to say, but I'm about to say it anyway. I'm going to put wax. Bad Batch season 2 was better than damn Mandalorian season 3.
Oh no! Oh, that's facts though.
It's not even really close.
Oh, you want to be for real? No, you saying Bad Batch season 2 is better than season 3
of Mandalorian?
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah. That's not a joke.
Like, I'm salty that episode ended last week, and I didn't have a Bad Batch episode to go to.
Not to take the steam off your Not because yeah. So some that's a hot take.
Yeah,
not to me.
Bad Batch.
I'm like,
Bad Batch was popping.
Bad Batch was incredible.
Bad Batch was popping,
and had a great ending.
Bad Batch was popping. Hey,
Bad Batch was way more serious than it ever had any right to be. Right?
Exactly.
For my expectations, like
100%.
Going off season 1, we're coming into this season. Oh, Bad Batch was.
Hey, Bad Batch
is superior to Mandalorian season 3. First of all, Bad Batch was a great season. Great season.
Golly.
But I'm gonna close out on this. This is the last statement I'm gonna make.
Hey, mind you,
and I agree with you.
I
know, but I agree with you.
Last episode,
I'm laughing, but hell yeah, it was better.
Oh, Bad Batch season 2 was
put that shit on everything.
I can't believe we didn't cover Bad Batch season 2. That's what we should have did.
That's where my regret lies.
Is that we next time, and it might be true.
We ain't never letting Bad Batch slip again. We so gassed. But here's the thing, and this segue into my last statement. I thought I had got away from this epiphany or this realization that as much as I like it, Mandalorians probably should have ended with season 2, bro. And Luke. As much as I love,
you said that though.
I love 5 and 6. I love those 2 episodes, but hey, man, Mando probably should have wrapped this shit up after Luke saved Grogu, man.
That kind of should have been it, shouldn't it?
That probably should have been it, man. Like, because think about it.
Make a couple guest appearances for these other shows. He should have not had another season, should he?
He probably didn't need another season, man.
His story kind of finished, right?
His story was finished, and I think Pedro was finished. Pedro did his thing, man. He created a great character, but he succeeded, man. He got work off of that. He in movies now. He got The Last
of Us now. He a lister.
The Last of Us is a success. He got out of the stink of that whole Wonder Woman 1984 bullshit. Pedro's I ain't gonna say he's a star, but Pedro up there, man. Pedro winning. So probably should have wrapped this shit up, man. And now we probably should have wrapped it up, bro. We probably should have.
The entire group. They could have. Yeah. They could still make stuff, right? Focus on, like you say, Ahsoka, Boba, but like Mandalorian. That arc with him and Grogu was over because, like, you can tell, like, they don't even got nothing for Grogu right now.
They don't. He has nothing to do.
They're not even doing like the cute thing. They got nothing for Grogu, but just to have something with the puppet, like, do some, because it looked like they were gonna do the cute.
And when he flipped the Lizzo's arms, I'm like, y'all ain't letting us just enjoy nothing, because the whole idea of him flipping now is like, damn, you know what I mean? But he do it for anybody. Hey, I got a cookie. Like,
oh yeah, he don't take kindly to people. I got a cookie. Wow. and then he force pushed the ball. Like, okay, we're gonna get Grogu something to do. So they playing horse or some shit. Yeah. And he gonna force push the ball in there, and it was like,
yeah, y'all can't put
again. They ain't even got nothing for Grogu, man. They really ain't got nothing for. They emptied the clip and him getting to the ship. And been able to go get Bo-Katan. But they emptied the clip. That was it. He ain't done nothing.
He ain't really got nothing to do.
I mean, they had his Order 66, but like that wasn't really Mark Keller. But you get what I'm saying. Like, we're gonna have them do it, but like they got nothing. That story had ended. So even when they tell me like we're gonna end the Mandoverse and end their arc, but it's like, what's the end of their arc? The end of their arc was when Luke took him.
That should have been it. But
you can have them come back in other things. They can show up in Ahsoka. They can show up in whatever your Ranger situation is. Like, you go hire Den to go. You get what I'm saying? Like, but we said that though. Like, hey man, like most shows we ever watch is really like a 2-3 season thing. Like once you go past that, you just prolonging the inevitable, right? You can't keep it going. Like, you just tell different stories, and especially with Star Wars. Like, they gonna have to. I really wish they're not gonna do it. Stop putting the titles to this shit. It's just Star Wars is chapter something.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Like this right now, like it's just chapter something. So like we're not watching Boba Fett and wondering like it's not really a Boba Fett show. We're not watching Mandalorian. Like
just call it the Stop adding these titles, man.
But I mean, that's something to say. That I'm being if Mando was popping right now, right? If it was like hitting on all cylinders, I'd be like, well, shame, man, the Mandalorian. So I'm talking shit. It's probably time to get ready to stop. So you start saying shit at the end.
Oh man,
because if it was running like how look, I got no. You remember when I asked you the question earlier about Secret Invasion? Yeah, about your confidence level?
Yeah.
I got no worries about Ahsoka.
Oh, nigga.
I got not one worry.
I got no worries.
I got no
I'm
worry.
expecting. You know what I'm expecting? I can't even I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because I'm not gonna set the bar too high. Man. I'm just gonna say it'll be like you telling me, nigga, I expect it to be the best show that they produced so far. I have nothing but confidence in saying that this is gonna be the best show that they produced so far. I have no worries. I ain't got no worries about Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. I ain't got no worries about Sabine and Rebel showing up. I ain't got no worries. And I know Filoni's not gonna let he not gonna mess this up. So
no, this like you could tell, like put like this. We're about to stop, but you could tell, you could look at the credits and everything. You could tell Filoni had a lot of influence. You can actually tell that Filoni didn't have a lot of influence on this season, right? Of Mandalorian. But you could tell Filoni had because now I'm checking receipts. Favreau wrote all of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
he wrote every episode of that.
Favreau looking funny in the light, bro.
Yeah, you could tell. You could tell Filoni had a lot to do with Mando season 2.
Yep,
like
did yeah.
I mean, the storyline, what they was doing, the people that showed up. You don't get Bo without Filoni. You don't and then he might have directed and wrote the greatest single thing, maybe not original trilogy related when it comes to that episode 6 of Book of Boba Fett. Cad Bane, Luke, Grogu, Mando, Ahsoka, Cobb Vanth, all that shit that happened. The lightsabers, all that shit that was going on. You don't see Filoni's. I would gander that this next episode is going to be the best episode of the season for Mando season 3 because I think Filoni wrote it, but he's not been involved with anything else.
Yeah, just going to show you, man.
So I think I would just checking receipts. I got one episode, and I'm calling on.
How many more episodes we got left?
I think it's 3 left. So he either writing this one or the next one.
It's not
whatever one that he wrote on is going to be the one. But yeah, for Ahsoka,
I ain't got no worries.
It's just gonna it's gonna be about where rank.
It's
just gonna be about where rank.
I'm just waiting, man.
This is gonna be about where rank. I ain't got
that trailer is the best. Listen, man.
That music.
That trailer was incredible.
Pause. I took a shower with that shit on repeat. Pause.
Yeah, I got you. That shit.
Sabine, look at that helmet. I mean, before we go, we can watch it one more time. But
yeah,
no, we ain't gonna watch it one more time. But yeah. I think, but yeah, I'm surprised we didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Mandalorian. I guess
you're right though. We should have talked about the Bad Batch more. That should have been our.
And sometimes that shit, like you gotta like how do you I guess if you're gonna say I guess we're gonna say, hey man, we Sith element, then we just going on it all.
Yeah,
we just if they drop it, it is because I know you way more Star Wars than I, but I really enjoy it. So if it like Bad Batch, Tales, like they drop it because sometimes you want to put things on the Sunnage, and then even coming off of season 1, and I like season 1 of Bad Batch.
Man, Bad Batch came. I did.
But
it came a long way though.
But there's still that part where you think they're going to go this route, and then they just hit the ground running with season 2.
Yeah, they did, man. They never stopped. It got better and better and better. Even they had a few filler episodes in the middle, but they got right back.
And it's like they had it baked in. I think they had a filler episode right before they went into the one where that little arc with the senator, the blue senator.
Yeah.
with Cody and all that. Like, God, this is dope. And then they had like a filler, but then they came back with that Avalanche episode with Crosshair and the trash ass ISB guy and that clone. Like, that was such a good episode.
And the clone ended up dying at the end.
Yeah, and then Crosshair went in and shot that punk ass ISB guy. Like, that was such a good episode.
Yeah, man.
And then this guy sniffing the poke. He sniffed. He could take a whiff of that that damn
his own poison. Or was it
such a great
gas, whatever.
It was a really, really, really good arc. And I knew, and we about to go, but I knew I knew Tech was gonna get out of here, but I really knew because he became my favorite Batch member. How they set him up in season 2.
Yep.
He had a really good, like, oh yeah, he about to die. He about to die.
And Batch, bro, and this is another thing about the Bad Batch where that really, now they've always done it since the Clone Wars. They've always done a great job of making sure that you understand that every clone is different.
Yeah,
we even joked about that. You called it out. Yeah, you was like, they all got different cuts, and they do. For the most part, they different, right?
Yeah,
they are clones, but they all got like their little personalities, but they all brothers, and they all look out for each other. This shit they did with the Bad Batch, like you said, what's his name? Tech. Just how they was breaking it down, how he, like, the girl was kind of calling out how he was like he wasn't emotional.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Omega said that.
Yeah. Omega was like, you ain't really emotional. You know, so like we got this whole like arc with them, and for him to like damn man, he's so much different from his brothers. Like all of them different. Like I called Hunter like the realest motherfucker ever. Like Hunter gonna be the one that's gonna come in. Hey man, come on guys, we're gonna make it. You know, Omega, we're gonna make it. You know, I think we can do it. You know, Hunter be like, listen, Omega, we're not gonna be able to make it.
No,
you know, it's like he a realist, bro. Like he was
like, about that on the beginning with the treasure, with the war chest.
She got that. Yo, you see the voice actor for her. She looked more like Sabine and shit than
she looked more like Sabine than she would be the voice of Omega.
Than fucking Omega, but nah, man, you're right, man. Just point I was just trying to make was just that. You're right, man. They did a great job. Like all the Bad Batch members different from each other. They different from the clones.
They different from the clones.
Like, and they different from each other. So it's like
uniquely different from. They like distinct.
Crosshair, his arc. This motherfucker was like in the first season. This motherfucker was a psychopath, man.
Good X.
He a sociopathic motherfucker in that first season, bro. Like you like this. You're not even sure if he really care about the Empire or like he just like doing that shit.
Yeah. He would do this anyway.
He didn't need the chip. You almost felt like,
yeah.
Good
and he told him that. Orders, and he told him that, like, I took my chip out, and he was still doing the damn thing.
Man, that moment, his whole arc of being a anti-hero. Becoming an anti-hero, that shit was dope. Yeah, man. Bad Batch, we kind of missed the ball on that one.
Because Bad Batch was dope, man. And I felt once it like got to like, God damn it, dropped the ball on that one because Bad Batch was dope.
It was dope.
Even if it wasn't though, it's still like you got to.
I don't know.
Talk about it, but it was.
I don't know what the numbers look like on Bad Batch. Like I don't know if it's like super popular, but. I think it'll come back for it. But it's Filoni, man. This motherfucker, man. He's only gotten better with the animation, bro. Like